Allie. What was that? Allie always thinks she can get the critters. Good morning, we're up. Look at the view. Oh my gosh, that is so incredible. It's right outside the tent. It's just amazing. Alright, this is Nutnfancy. I'm going to show you real quick how the night went. Some guys have asked me over the years about winter camping. This is a good opportunity to explain perhaps some of my system. Notice the water. Remember I told you about the water? And notice where it's at. That water's on the netting, right? So where did the water come from? It came from Allie and me. Our breath coming up here, and it crystallized under the fly. Then as the sun comes out, it warms it up, turns it into condensation, and it'll drip on top of you. You can do your best tighten that fly up. You're still going to get it though, and your stuff is still going to get wet. And this is a very breathable tent. Sorry, I'm a little bit stopped up, by the way, if I sound that way. So if you have a fabric walled tent, it's going to be even worse, because this moisture never even leaves your tent. It stays on the inside the whole time. It'll crystallize, melt, condensate. Anything that touches your tent sidewalls, even in this one's going to get damp or wet. It's just unavoidable, really. Mesh is how I go these days, so it gives it the best opportunity to leave the tent area. You can see there's a drop getting ready to fall right there. Had to open up the door because it was so humid in here that camera lens was fogging over. Sleeping bags, how'd that work? Well, I sleep cold. I knew this tundra wasn't going to be enough by itself no matter what it's marked. Sure enough, I crawled in there, gave it about half an hour, see if my body would warm it up. It did kind of. I mean, some people may have slept comfortably with just that one bag. It is a synthetic fill. I think Polar Guard in this one just wasn't enough. So my plan B, like I mentioned last night, I think, is cracking open that REI one, which is a Primaloft synthetic down bag. This is a Nook Sack UL, rated to 10F supposedly. This is a great bag. It's very down-like, and it fills in those dead air spaces that Polar Guard apparently doesn't. It leaves a lot of voids that your body may or may not heat up to the right level. I have a lot of down bags. I didn't bring them on this expedition because wintertime, like I said, the moisture, you see it right there, gets on your bag, and I was expecting to sleep in a snow cave actually, and so down in a snow cave is not a good insulator. It just gets wet. You can see the down jacket I got, I put on top of Allie. Well, there you go. It's getting wet. Once it gets wet inside, it's going to lose loft. And then also I didn't know if it was going to be snowing hard up here. That's why I have synthetic bags. Bag in a bag if you really want to be warm. And then once I did that, oh, dude, it rocked. It was like mommy's womb all over again. I was able to go to sleep, get fairly good sleep. I jammed my gloves in the bag as well, keep them nice and dry. I changed my socks out before I went to bed, and I ate pretty close to going to bed. That last part is very important for winter camping because you have to have fuel to create your body heat. If you don't have fuel, you're going to freeze. I don't care what your insulation system is. Your body's heat mechanism just isn't working. If you've ever asked yourself, those guys that die up in Everest, and those high altitude climbers, there's a lot going on physiologically with their bodies. They're not generating heat though. They have like the world's best gear, Gore-Tex, lots of layering. There's a lot of other things going on, but they're not generating heat either. And when that happens, you know, your internal heater breaks. You're done, man. So you're keeping your furnace going, that is feeding it with some fuel, and then you insulate that heat that it does produce with damn dead air space management, like I've always said. Okay, in the tent also, I brought in my water. This is, yes, the water I hauled up. Oh my gosh, you can see even though it was in that bag, it was starting to ice up a little bit. It got really cold last night, probably around 0, I would think. A lot colder than I thought it was going to. I mean, it was frigid. And then with the, with the mesh, that's the trade-off I've chosen to make, is more air exchange and then more cold along with that, and then a drier sleeping environment, given all the caveats. Then I have my clothes jammed into the sleeping bag container. There's my knee braces. I wore 2 of those on the way up. Knees are doing, not great. My Cabela's Gore-Tex folded up, put in there. That one's rocking, by the way. It's super light. I'm really liking it. It's so light, by the way, because it's not lined with anything. It's just plain Gore-Tex. It's a Cabela's Gore-Tex shell. This sucker is high speed from what I've seen, and I was snow digging in it yesterday, generating a little bit of heat to test it, and I didn't get clammy. Seeing if the name is on here. Pack Light Shell, Gore-Tex Pack Light Shell by Cabela's. Look at that color too, isn't that awesome? It's that mossy brown color. Love it. My wool pants are in there. Nothing else amazing. There's the Marlin Papoose. I didn't bring a gun up because I needed it, like, at all. But it's fun to play around with, and I'm going to kind of simulate again a survival environment and do a little bit of target shooting with it. Okay, some food there, my leather gloves back there, standard toiletries. And talking about Allie and her bed, why do you give her, some people say, well, she's a lab and, she's pretty rugged. Why do you give her a sleeping bag? Guys that haven't been watching the Nutnfancy project for the last 4 years may wonder. Well, she's not outdoor acclimated. She stays with us in the house mostly. If she was an outdoor dog and she was really used to these really cold temperatures, her coat would be a lot thicker and she'd be ready for it. I don't think it's fair to take an an indoor dog. Allie, where'd you go? There she is. You better not be eating that vomit over there, by the way, dog. You better not. Dogs are gross, man. They'll do stuff like that. I covered it up so she wouldn't get it. Be ladylike. That's gross. So she's an indoor dog, indoor coat. She needs insulation. And so this bag is perfect. There's the brand right there. It is bulky to carry up, not necessarily super heavy to carry up, but I've brought her into, I don't know, trips like this before, and she's shaking. And I have to actually bring her into my sleeping bag to get her warm. So, yeah, take care of your animals, man. That's all it is. Make them have a good experience, too. They don't want to, like, dread it every time you come out. Hey, we're going out again? Great, I'm going to freeze. That sucks, Dad. Then I threw my down coat over her. Okay, and then in the vestibule up front, this again is a Sierra Designs clip flashlight 2 that we spent the night in, up here in this scenic environment. Look at that. Dudes, that's amazing. Brought in my boots, which are basically going to get thrown in the garbage can when I get home. These are Rocky, I think they're sport utility boots. And I've had 2 pair, and both pair have blown out their seams right here. The reason I like them is because they have excellent foot support. Even though they're an EVA soled boot, it really cradles your foot, and they brag about it right here, this little suspension system. It's a really nice boot for doing what I'm doing here, and that is snowshoe backpacking. Unfortunately, it failed me. In a survival situation, that would be very bad, letting all that moisture get in. I dried my feet out by the fire last night. There's our fire pit. We'll take a look at it again. Here's my toiletry bag, some mud on it. Got the basics in there, Advil, other stuff you may need. My knee pads are there. A couple knives getting tested. That one's a Russian knife. My Kettlist, I love that thing. Getting ready to do some oatmeal, perhaps some hot cider. Oh, that sounds good. My fire kit, there's my pocket rocket. I bring that under the vegetable too. I don't want to get it all iced up. Anything you don't want iced up, you bring under the vestie. That's simple. My gaiters, Allie's rain jacket. Some dehydrated apples for her. And then, undergoing rust test, is the Mannix 2 translucent with a CTS BD1 steel. Let's see how it did last night. I don't see any rust at all. Awesome. It's really polished too, that helps. It's a lightweight blade. I sure love this knife. Learning more about the steel. Leave that there for now. There you go. That's waking up at altitude. I'm going to do a couple projects today. You may like them, you may hate them. We'll see. Nutnfancy, Allie the mountain dog, up in the wilderness. Gotta send a spot message to Mrs. Nutnfancy. Love this thing. Reviewed it in 2010. I use it all the time. The check mark OK button, see how that's highlighted? That means it's in the queue. The GPS light on the upper left has to be illuminated. That means it has a good view of the sky, which it does. And then once a message is sent, you'll see the little mail icon illuminate. Big peace of mind having that thing. Hey dog. Hear all kinds of critters, don't you? Where are they? Where are those critters? Do you think you could catch them? Do you think you could? I don't think you could. Okay, here's a panoramic view of where we're at. Man, it's just amazing. This is one of my favorite places to come. Got good firewood supply. Look at where you can pitch your tent. All kinds of tent locations. Good fuel. The views are awesome. You can get winded out here. I'm talking, it gets really windy at times. How about we do this, by the way, to start off with. I laid that out there. That's my military closed cell foam pad. And I'm going to spread all my gear out that I brought with me out here. And I'll show you just what I brought, my thinking on it. It's not consistent. My loadout, depending on the adventure, will always change. But there are some consistencies. If you ever watched my extended stay series of videos, you'll see some similarities. I think you guys might like that. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to spread all the gear out. I'm going to go line by line and show you what I have. You chased my birdie away, dog. Mountain Bluejay. Awesome. And actually, as long as I can stow Allie away, that would be food for me if I needed to catch that bugger. I wonder if we could live trap him, Allie. Bet you we could. No, you stay here. Time for the gear review. All right, boogity boogity. She's so silly. Looks like her hind legs are doing okay. That's good. Come back here, silly. Man, this is just beautiful. Good trip. You're never going to catch that bird, silly. Look at all the gear I've got laid out. This is a project in and of itself. Took me about half an hour to get it all out, unpack it from the backpack. I'm going to start right to left and tell you what it's all about. Starting over here. It's warm out now, about, I don't know, 38 degrees or so. Allie's eating the snow. So I have her fleece off of her. Again, we're preparing for worse conditions. So right here is her rain jacket, which unfortunately they no longer make. There's the brand. You guys have seen it before. Fido's. It's been out of business for a while. There's a rough wear dog fleece. Go look at the link on my channel page for, I think it's Backcountry K9 or something like that, and use the Nutnfancy discount code to save money on rough wear. They make really good stuff for your dog. I got water for you later, dog. I got her watering bowl over here somewhere. There it is, right there. Yep. Okay, so that's that. Allie kind of layers up too, according to the conditions, what's going on. Again, she doesn't have that outside coat built up. If she did, I'd still be doing it, to be honest with you, to keep her nice and comfortable, but it'd be less important for her. Look at that ridge up there. Let's just kill her. Sorry guys, man. It just distracts me, the views we got up here. Wow. Amazing. Alright, Kelty 7850 Eagle is the backpack. It's kind of a large tactical backpack. I'm going to break it out into its own review. The reason I haven't done it yet is I wanted more excursions with it to learn about it. It's pretty good. It has some downsides that I'm not digging so much, like these. They should have put some straps on the exterior pouches so you could really strap them down so they don't flop around. They're MOLLE attached to the webbing on the side. It's also not super light. It's really not bought for this. I'm talking about outdoor adventuring. It's bought for tactical stuff like point break and where I need to run a rifle on the side, because you can carry your rifle right on the side of it. It's really awesome that way. And it's huge. I love how big that thing is. I mean, it's just massive, so I don't run out of space. And when you winter camp, you're going to need a lot of space, unless you're willing to be cold/uncomfortable. The tent I've already talked about. Clip flashlight 2, I reviewed it on the Moonscape outing. I'm running it with snow stakes. Those are pretty critical, by the way. Because if you don't have those using the regular stakes, they're going to pull out a lot unless you just bury them in snow and spend some time with your snow shovel. That works. I just learned through the School of Hard Knocks that snow stakes are worth the wait. They're just simple to set up and they really hold tight. And I'm always packing on a snow mass up here, as you can see. Usually it's about 4 to 6 feet deep. It's a light snow year again this year. The clip flashlight 2 has been upgraded with my own tarp on the bottom. That is ground sheet footprint, if you will. I like those better. Like I've said before, they're lighter weight and they're very inexpensive to make. And if they get cut, burnt, or something like that, you can just make another one. Real easy to do. I showed you the sleeping bags already. I got a Primaloft REI and the North Face Tundra together. My sleeping base layer is right here. One is all the gear sitting on it. It's that military close cell foam pad. And then this one is a Thermarest Long. I've had it for at least a decade and it just rocks. Not the lightest thing in the world. But again, firepower versus mobility. This whole concept plays over and over again here in the Nutnfancy project. How comfortable do you want to be? How many capabilities do you want to have? If you want a lot, it's going to be more weight. You're going to have to carry some more stuff. If you're just going to, up here in the winter time, just be happy with a closed cell foam, this OD pad you see right there, I say more power to you. I bet you by the end of the night, though, you're going to be cursing it because it's just not enough. I know, because I've been out here a lot, camped with lots of people, seen lots of jacked up systems as they've brought it out, and I just let them roll with it and let this schoolhouse teach them the lesson. You need to insulate yourself from the cold. Otherwise, you're going to have conduction from that formerly warm body of yours right into the snow, especially if you're in a snow cave. Okay, so you need to really insulate yourself. That's what I got going. Now we go on to clothing. Those are Gore-Tex pants, zip-up variety, Cabela's, Pack Light, Gore-Tex. The parka I already showed you. I'm talking the Pack Light parka. This is my clothing section here. It's right there folded up now. Very pleased with it so far. They're very lightweight. That's your waterproof layer. And we're consistently layering up out here. It's just funny watching her. Consistently layering up out here as the temperature drops, as our activity level rises. Usually if it's snowing, I'll hike in with this, with a Thermax long underwear bottom under that, and that's it. On the top, I'll have a Thermax light to mid-weight Thermax top with my Gore-Tex shell hiking in, and that's it if it's snowing. Yesterday, I just hiked in with my shirt. This is a Columbia, I think, nylon shirt. I don't bring cotton up here at all. There's no cotton in my kit, none. So I recommend you leave your cotton stuff at home too. It's the kiss of death out here. Are you still eating snow, dog? You're so funny. She loves this open area right here. I've seen some big deer over here before. I think I told you that in 2008 when I came here. Big deer right there, big old mule deer one year. Okay, so layering up, that's my Gore-Tex. And I'm not gonna get to my gloves yet. There's my LL Bean. One reason I like LL Bean, by the way, is one, their quality's awesome, their guarantee's awesome. They're a little bit more expensive. I buy all this stuff on sale though. That was bought on sale. It's in tall, and I'm a tall size, and it fits me. That weighs nothing, and as long as you can keep the down dry, it rocks. You get that down wet, like I said in the tent this morning, it doesn't rock so much. It sucks. It's done for the whole trip. Down gets wet for your winter camping trip, it's done. You might as well roll it up and put it in a bag. I mean, I'm hoping to build a drying rack next to the fire here this morning, but you could build a drying rack and very carefully try to dry that out, that nylon. Be careful you don't melt it. You might recover it that way. It's just tough. Time. Takes time. Water. Mylar container from Nalgene. I talked about it in my extended stay backpacking series. As you can see, the capacity is 96 ounces plus, and as you can see, it's kind of frozen. It got to around 0 last night up here, colder than I thought it was going to be. Sometimes I'll jam that into this coat and really insulate it as best I can if I'm really fearing that it's going to go solid on me. Here's a thermal container for my other Nalgene flip top bottle, and this is what I hike with. I don't run a Camelback. You'll see no Camelback tubes in my winter camping system at all. The reason is that tube's going to freeze up on you, dudes, and your Camelback system's done. Now you've got a block of ice you're carrying. Now what are you going to do? Doesn't work. In warm weather it works fine. So I just run a water bottle. This is a Nalgene flip top, as you can see. I buy these at various outdoors places for around $7. Still got some ice in that. Look at that. See that? Chunks of ice, even in the thermal container. At least it didn't go solid on me, and that's really what I want to prevent. If I didn't have it in the thermal container, it definitely would have gone solid on me. Definitely. This one iced over, even being jammed into the sleeping bag, a stuff sack with some insulation around it. But remember, it's a larger mass of water, so it's going to freeze slower than this one. Now the sun's out and it's warming up. It's not a factor. I'll pull that out of the thermal container and that ice will slowly dissipate. Socks. I brought 3 pair on this trip. This one's been used, it's been rolled up. If this is a multi-day expedition, Velcro catching it. This is a multi-day expedition. I would be drying this out on my drying rack next to the fire and recycling these, and I would have brought more than just 3 pair of socks. Very lightweight, very comfortable. As soon as I got in the tent last night, I put on a new pair of socks, and I put on a new pair, actually I should say an extra pair of long underwear, which are these ones right here. Go to SierraTradingPost.com and get their seconds. See how that tag is cut right there? That means this is a second for whatever reason. Look at this awesome quality though. It's like napped fleece. It's kind of like Polartec 100. I think this was like 17 bucks, actually less than that, maybe $16. This is a heavy or expedition weight one. Under my wool pants, which also are by LL Bean, by the way. I need to get a different color on the screen one of these days. I've got a light Thermax long underwear bottom. So I wore both of those in the tent last night because I was cold. I needed to warm up. 2 fleece hats, Under Armour. I got a Mountain Hardwear one. This one has a wind membrane in it. Keep you warm. They weigh next to nothing. They're very comfortable. I'm running the TMP hat on myself right now. You'll see those posting soon, by the way. Wind Challenger fleece jacket by LL Bean. Love it. Not the lightest thing around. It's got kind of a bigger zipper in it. But man, is it comfortable, and it stops the wind. It's a great layer. If I'm hiking really deep into this area, I don't bring it. I bring a lighter weight fleece option. You still hearing birds, dog? Mrs. Nutnfancy does a good job of keeping Allie skinny for this stuff. See how she's in shape? She's not overweight. We really watch how we feed her. And I recommend you do that too with your dog. Got a Hawkalog. Because that's what's going to really pretty much dial them out of adventures like this if you overfeed them. And then also she's on a running regime now that her back end's fixed. Not like she used to be, like I said, but she does have to stay in shape for this. I got water over here. I'll give you some water here in a minute, okay? I'll give you some water. Do you want water now? What is that? You're so funny. All right, back to the review. 2 freeze-dried meals brought with me. I pretty much bring those all the time. Oh, sweetheart, you want some water, don't you? Hold on, guys. I gotta give her some water. Here we go. She knew where to go. I offered her some late last night. She didn't want it. She usually doesn't drink a lot out here. It's hard to do with a camera and a dog. Fetch bowl. Fetch bowl. Fetch it. Fetch. Fetch. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Bring it. No, fetch. Fetch that bowl. Fetch it. Bring it. Hand. 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 Fetch that bowl. Fetch it. Good girl. This way. This way. Good girl. Oh, dude. I just douched myself. Oh, I need an extra hand. Okay, here we go, dog. Sorry, guys. We'll get back to the review here in a second. We got to take care of dogness here for a minute. This is crazy. There you go. Here's your water. Where we're at right now, there's really not a stream close by. We're on the top of not a summit, but we're on the top of a big ridge. And so we packed in our water. There's a lot of water around us, but guess what that takes? More fuel and time to melt it. And snow compacts down to basically nothing when you're melting it into water. It's easier and just makes your life a lot, I don't know, better if you pack in your water. Voice experience. So that's clothing. I talked about that. It's the socks. Oh, gloves. Multiple gloves. Right now I'm wearing, as you can see, the mechanics gloves that I've talked about at length. Go watch my glove video, glove systems. And then I brought 2 pair of fleece gloves. I ran these last night. These are REI ones with a wind membrane in them. These are ones you've seen before, North Face, no wind membrane. My leather work gloves with snow seal on them. This is going to be like a segment in and of itself. There's my food. I still have a chicken breast left over. Awesome. I have some oatmeal packets. I have a little cube of butter with me. Running around here somewhere, I have my seasoning pack, which is very critical if you're going to go on a survival adventure / fishing adventure. You want your life to be a little bit less suckier. Bring some seasoning, salt, pepper, lemon pepper, Lowry's. I bring that Cajun seasoning with me, and then some other staples if you need them, like sugar for the oatmeal. Even though that's seasoned, I'm in a high calorie environment here. I can pretty much pound down whatever I want eating wise and burn it off. There's my packet of sugar. in lightweight containers, and it's taped so it doesn't pop off, because they've popped off on me before, no matter how tightly they seal. Hot chocolate in this one. That's basically 1.5 portions. That's all I wanted for this trip, because that stuff's heavy. Regular sugar hot chocolate, that's heavy. Got some meds in there like glucosamine and stuff. Man, my Viagra. There's my, let's see, toiletries. I've shown you this before. One thing I haven't shown you is that. That's my lip stuff I'm using now. Going in detail here. That stuff rocks. It lasts better than chapstick. Neosporin Lip Health in the tube. It's just amazing. Hand wash, body wash, and there's shampoo, conditioner, leaves. These are leaves. You just put them in a little bit of water. You soap them up with your hands, and then it works great. It's not a liquid. They're very lightweight. I didn't mean to bring all these, but they're in this pouch, which is my toiletry pouch, and I didn't take time, nor did I have to pull them out. Let me pull these snowshoes down so I have better lighting here, by the way. MSR, I think Denali Classic snowshoes. Talked about those. They're awesome. With maximum flotation tails on them. There's no way I could have got where I'm at right now without them. No way. Just wouldn't have happened. Some places, the drifts here are pretty deep, and I was post-holing up to, or I would have been post-holing up to about 3 feet or so. Okay. I brought some Gore-Tex ski gloves too. Like I said in my glove systems video, they're lightweight. And if I were to have snow caved last night, those would have been my working gloves, because those have a Gore-Tex membrane in them. And while snow caving and excavating all that snow out, you're going to get just soaked. And so I always bring these. On every winter camping trip, whether I'm snow caving or not, I'm bringing these. Lightweight, and when your hands get really cold and you don't have time to do a fire, snag them. There's Allie's food. She ate some this morning. She has some dog treats in there. Mrs. Nutnfancy preps for her. There's that Walmart shake cup. Huh, lesson learned. Now I have a fluorescent rope tied to it in case it drops in the snow somewhere so I can find it. These are still awesome. They're not exactly watertight at the top. They will leak out slowly, so watch that. Dental floss in there. Trail mix. Trio bars. Oh, Toblerone. Some other chocolate in there. Sunscreen. I brought that big spray bottle. Mainly I have to run that because as I grow my beard out, like you saw in summer snow, this is just a stupid behind the scenes production note. If I use regular sunscreen, it makes me go all white. It doesn't rub in, and it just streaks white. It looks horrible. And in summer snow I had that going on, so I have some regular stuff here too, 70 SPF. I'm just using this. Now, if I was on a long backpacking trip, I'd probably just pack that, not this. A little bit too heavy. GPS Map 60CX, still my go-to GPS device in 2012. There's a carry case that straps to my shoulder strap on my backpack. Another snack, chocolate, other than the Toblerone, I've got the Cadbury Fruit and Nut. It rocks. This is a mesh bag that holds all my ditties, and that, when I'm talking about ditties, I'm talking about this stuff right here. You guys might like this part. Flashlights. My go-to light last night was a Phoenix P3D running lithium ion rechargeable CR123s. These ones right here, and these are 2 backup packs. I bought plenty of batteries last night. This cell right here. I never bring disposables and leave them. Anything I pack in, I pack out. No trace camping is what I adhere to. Batteries especially. Then I have extra batteries for this light. There's a Quark AA squared light right here. This one. The reason I brought this is because in the snow cave I was intending to stab it in the snow, shine it off the ceiling, and then there's my lighting. This is a great light, by the way. Love it. In testing is a lead Lenser P5R. And I gotta tell you, last night it was a little bit disappointing how quickly the 14500 cell died on me. And I didn't bring another one to replace it. Other than that, it was pretty awesome. I mean, great throw and the adjustability and the beam. It does have a ton of artifacts, as all focusable flashlights do nowadays. Ultimate Survival Technologies Fire Makers. I didn't mean to bring 2, but I did. So these are great. They there's just a flint fire starter. You just push it and it cranks all kinds of sparks. This is what I used last night. Big lighter, adjustable flame. I bought overseas back when they used to sell them. Excellent. I always bring a lightweight lighter with me. It's the quickest and easiest way to start a fire. If it doesn't work, go to your backup methods. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people's like, oh, I'm going to use flint and steel. Use it, you know, do it the smart way. I mean, I use these because my fire starting last night, I just used trioxane. There's some fat wood. If I needed that, I would have used it. Fat wood came along. There's some other, these matches right here are awesome. They're just basically like the REI lifeboat matches. They don't go out in wind. They're in this awesome plastic container. Strike face. These are great. So I actually brought 2 packages of matches, 2 packs of trioxane. There's a striker bar for the REI matches. Gorilla tape wrapped up on a credit card right there. By the way, all that stuff I'm talking about goes in my ditty bag right here. Couple hanks of cord, different sizes right there. And then we go to my batteries. Right now I'm filming with a CX550 Sony cam that Google bought for me. It's night capable. Those are the batteries for it. Google felt sorry for me and my video quality. And so they bought it for me. They actually gave me some award or something. I forgot what it was, but it's a basically $1,100 camera I'm filming with now, and it just is amazing. It's got great zoom. It has night capabilities, as you've seen. I just absolutely love this camera. And it takes great stills as well, which all the stills you're going to see from this trip will have been taken by this camera. Now, once I hike all the way up here, I hike all this weight in here. What if my camera dies? This primary camera dies. That would suck. And in that case, I transition to my TS1 Panasonic, and it has extra batteries there. There's its carry case. Also, that's a fully waterproof camera. The one I'm using right now is not. In, where was it? Glacier Call. That's a camera I had to transition to because my other one shut down. Not this Sony, it was my JVC. Several cordages brought, lots actually. I've got 550 on a winder. I would not bring that in if I was packing really long ways. I didn't mean to bring both of these spools. I thought I didn't have one in, so I actually threw another one in. That's the rope I would use in trap making my drying rack and other stuff like that. I could use 550. The inner strands of 550 I could use. There's my Hero 2 camera. Disappointed how short-lived the batteries are in that thing. And again, the audio on that in the waterproof container sucks. You basically you need a bright filming condition, just like today. It'll do great in these conditions, just like you saw in the sledding video. A lot of Hero 2 footage in that. And then it'll do good. Audio sucks. Marlin Papoose 70 PSS 22 long rifle, Duracoated in Black Hawk Coyote tan. Extra magazine. Probably around 50 or so rounds brought with me in a waterproof pouch. Doesn't always come along, like I said. If I was in a survival situation and I needed food, I would definitely have a 22 rifle with me. Definitely. At least a pistol, preferably a rifle. That's a 4.5 pound option, so it is, depending on your system, packable. Little targets in the background, we'll use those later. Some more cordage right there on my own homemade winder out of a plastic sign material. There's a shovel for cat holing, and also I was going to use that for sculpting the inside of the snow cave. Did I forget anything over here? I probably did. And then we get on to knives. Lots of knives brought. You guys got to remember, I'm a gear tester, and so I have to make the most. Ouch! I got to make the most of each trip up here. So if I can, if the hike in isn't too insanely long, I bring what I'm showing you right now. There's a Gerber Gator in 154 cm steel. I'm liking that so far. Spyderco Mannix 2 translucent. Leatherman Sidekick MDMT. That's an SOL survival knife. Very lightweight, affordable, AUS 8 blade. Some Camelus fixed blade, I forget the name too. Couple more knives. There's a Bushcrafter, and this one here is the Clipper model. Lots of knife for your money. Love those plastic sheaths. They're a great camp knife. Buck Nighthawk. Getting tested. I started testing that in 2010. I just got to finish it. It needs
another outing or two. The SOG knife you saw in action last night. That's some freaky Russian knife I hooked into. I don't even remember the name of that thing. It's pretty nice though. It's flat ground. Getting tested. Hiding under there is an N690 steel Spyderco Hossam big blade. Green micarta handle. It's got a great sheath. That sheath right there, Kydex. Great knife. And then I've got my Sawviver, of course, trusty WD-40 with me. Some guys say, hey, why don't you bring 3-in-1 oil, dude? Too heavy, that's why. It's heavier than that can. And that can wasn't full when I brought it out. It was about, I don't know, halfway. Which all I need for this trip that I'm on right now. Going down the line, there's a sheath for the SOG. This one is the Force. That's a decent sheath, synthetic. Then we come to a Boker knife, a Vox in D2. Love the shape of that knife. Deep finger choil on the front. Nice handle, flat ground. D2. I should have stabbed that in the snow last night, see how it did rust-wise. Ontario Kukri. Ontario. I've been meaning to thump on that for a long time. I've had it for a couple years. Slowly but surely. Tripod. A lot of the weight I carry is just so you guys can have video. Cameras, tripods, extra batteries, extra cameras. Yeah. Then I've got my Volet snow shovel that just fell over a little while ago. And I think, well, my boots, my gaiters, Alta knee pads, which I still love. Carry case for my camera. This is actually for the JVC that I had a long time ago, but it works perfectly for this Sony. I think that's it, mostly. That is my winter camping system on this outing with Allie the mountain dog. All together with food and everything, that pack with the gun, the ammunition, the knives, probably around 80 pounds. It was freaking heavy. Brought all the way up there, from there to here, and parts beyond. Yeah, it's a lot. Your energy level during winter camping is going to be different than, you know, summer or spring camping, even fall camping. You're not going to be able to go as far as you think you're going to be able to go, I'll tell you that. Especially if you're snowshoeing. Snowshoeing takes a lot more energy. Lots. You're going to go a lot slower than you thought you would. But it's worth it coming up to places like this. I'm going to break this out into its own segment right here, going over the gear with Allie the mountain dog back in camp. Tent drying out. Maybe hook into a couple more projects. This is Nutnfancy. Thanks for coming along on the adventure.